Are you struggling with the phrase, sufficient access rights to run the Nexus service while setting up your Nexus on Linux? You're not alone. This is a common hurdle for many users, and today we're going to break it down together. I completely understand how confusing it can be when documentation mentions access rights without giving clear instructions. It can feel like you're trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. You're definitely not the only one facing this issue. So here's the specific question we're addressing today. What exactly are sufficient access rights to run the Nexus service as the Nexus user on Linux? One user pointed out that while they know logs should be writable and scripts executable, they are unsure how to ensure these permissions are set correctly during installation. To understand this better, we need to look at the recommended folders, Nexus and Sonatype Work. These folders need the right permissions for the Nexus service to function properly. If permissions are not set correctly, you might run into issues when trying to start the service. Stay with me, because at the end of this video, I will share a quick command that can help you set the necessary permissions in one go. You won't want to miss it. To ensure the Nexus service runs smoothly, the user must first create a dedicated Nexus user. This user will manage the Nexus service and should have the right permissions. Next, the user needs to set the correct ownership for the Nexus installation and work directories. This ensures that the Nexus user has the necessary access rights. After setting ownership, the user should adjust the permissions for the Nexus and Sonatype Work directories. This allows the Nexus user to read, write, and execute files as needed. Finally, the user should verify that the permissions are correctly set. This can be done by listing the directory permissions to ensure everything is in order. Fun fact: did you know that the concept of user permissions dates back to the early days of computing? It's like having a VIP pass to access certain areas of your system. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach shared by a user emphasizes the importance of setting a password for the Nexus user. To do this, you can use the passwd command in your terminal. Let's take a moment to review another user's answer. An alternative approach provided by another user involves editing the Nexus script and configuration files. First, they suggest uncommenting the install4java home line in the /bin Nexus file and setting it to your Java installation path. Then, in the /bin/nexus.vmoptions file, you should add the directory path for your Sonatype work. Additionally, the user provides specific options to include in the nexus.vmoptions file, such as setting the temporary directory and log file locations. This ensures that the Nexus service has the necessary access rights to run smoothly. Here's the command I promised. If you want to set permissions for both folders in one go, you can use a single command that combines both chmod and chown. This will save you time and ensure everything is set up correctly. And there you have it. With the right permissions set, your Nexus service should run smoothly. Remember, proper setup is key to avoiding headaches later on. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.